What you want? What you want? What you want? Come on. What you want? What you want? Come on. What you want? Come on.
In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the Lancer. I've made my guy's name is Rock Titan Tank. I'll show you why in a minute, but this is the Lancer. It's a Baraka race. Barakas are pretty cool. They're like these rock golem looking things, and they're unisex because there isn't a female equivalent, so there's just one sex you can choose, but they have different face structures that you can pick. There's like, I want to say 14 of them. If you notice here, he's a Lancer, so he uses a 4 Lancer. That's his weapon that he's currently got equipped, standard issue lance. But if you notice the little icon, here's the lance, and then here's the shield. It's all in one thing. So if I were to kill a mob that drops the lance for me, a weapon upgrade, it would be a lance and a shield, not just the lance. This guy is primarily a tank. I'm pretty sure he can do some damage output, but for the most part, he is just a tank. He's probably the main tank you're going to use. There's 2 other tanks that you can possibly go with. The other one will be a warrior, which you'll see in one of my later videos. And also the Berserker, I believe, has some aspect of tanking that you can use as well. So you'll get to see those in later videos. But for right now, we're going to focus on the Lancer, who is primarily the tank. Let's take a look at the abilities he has. Combo attack. 1 is basically his lance attack, and then stand fast, which is his shield block basically. I'll show you what that looks like in a minute and see what one of his skills is. Ancient Wellspring replenishes all, oh my god, 2-hour cooldown. It replenishes all his HP by tapping magic from a bygone age, but it's a 2-hour cooldown. Wow, that's a lot. I guess that's like wow, yeah, that's a huge cooldown. Okay, one thing to notice is right now you see a cursor on the screen. I can click anywhere on the screen. It's not going to do anything. I can click on people and talk to them if I'm in range. Right click, doesn't do anything. This game is different because the combat system is different. If I hit escape, it'll bring the crosshair up. Now I can move with my mouse and it shows left to right, up and down, up and down. There we go. WASD moves. But this game, Tera Online, it doesn't have a lock-on feature. Well, it doesn't have a lock-on feature normally. You'll see later there's going to be some spells that do have a lock-on feature. I haven't played it yet, so I'm not 100% sure of it. I've been reading up on the classes. The Archer has a lock-on feature on a couple of its abilities. I want to say Arrow Volley. If I'm wrong, I'll correct myself later in another video, but I think Arrow Volley has a feature where you push the Arrow Volley button and it locks on to multiple targets. They have to be within a range, and then you push the button again and it shoots the arrow and hits all the targets you locked onto, so you don't have to effectively aim your abilities. But most classes you have to aim. Like I'm pretty sure a sorcerer will have some type of lock-on spell later on, but the first couple spells I believe the sorcerer has, like Fireball is the #1 spell that you get, and you have to aim your Fireball. So let's say this guy right here, who's 27 meters away, because it tells you in the little by your crosshairs, if he starts moving to the right and I shoot a Fireball, by the time the Fireball gets to where he's at, by the way, it has a range. I think the max range on Fireball is 18 meters. So right now I'd miss him anyway. But let's say I got within 18 meters and he starts running to the right here and I shoot my Fireball. By the time it gets to the impact zone, he's going to be out of the way. It's not going to the Fireball is not going to follow him if he moves like in most MMOs. You actually have to aim and hit, which is going to make PvP in this game really, really interesting, because it's going to be more on skill-based, and people who know how to strafe will be able to avoid a lot of damage from the range classes by strafing. It'll be a little bit harder to get away from melee unless you're really good. Like I believe the Berserker. I might be wrong. I'll show you if I'm wrong. I'll correct myself later. But I'm pretty sure the Berserker has an ability that can knock you down. And basically, if you get knocked down, it's just going to be pure pawnage. You're just going to get just tore up. So you have to be very mobile in this game. But we'll show you a little bit. One thing, a feature that I'm really excited about this game is, let's see if it works. I'm going to plug it in real quick. There, you saw that. I know you saw that pop up on the screen. Game controller. Finally, an MMO that I don't have to use another thing to keybind. An MMO adds support for a controller. I am currently using, if you can tell by the buttons, you Xbox fans, I am using an Xbox 360 controller. And there's all my abilities. Here's me moving with the analog stick. Here's me looking up. It's kind of slow. You probably can. Let's take a look at it now. Exit. Let's go to, where is it? System menu. Options. That's probably not where I want it to go, but let's see. UI settings, game, mouse, camera speed. Let's increase the camera speed to 60. Apply that. Okay. Now let's see if it's faster. No, it's pretty much still the same thing. We'll deal with it for right now anyway. I'll find it later. But here's me using a controller. So you lazy bastards like myself that would love to just lay down late at night, can't sleep, have nothing to do, figure, hey, I'll grind up a couple levels, especially on alts. I'll grind up some alts. I don't want to sit. I mean, for me, I've gotten to the point where I'm so lazy that I've bought a wireless mouse and keyboard, and I have my I have a couple monitors, but I have my LCD TV plugged into my computer as well, and it's pretty far away from my desk. But if I wanted to like stream like Netflix or a movie or whatever onto my TV, I can lay down and watch a movie, and I can lay down and game. Like normally I buy some PC games like Mass Effect. Mass Effect, for some reason, freaking Mass Effect did not come with controller support, but you can download a program and you can keybind the keyboard to it, so you can still lay down and play Mass Effect. It's not as intuitive as using a keyboard and mouse, so I do have a wireless keyboard and mouse, and I can lay down and use my wireless keyboard and mouse, or use like my controller for other games like Age of Reckoning. Age of Reckoning, just lay down, use a controller, play the game. But finally, an MMO that adds lazy bastard support. I fucking love it. Alright, well, let's do some questing and show you a little bit what the Lancer class is about, now that I've gone on a rant for being lazy. I haven't used the controller yet, so it's going to be interesting. My left trigger just did that. Let's see. Okay, so the right analog stick does that. Alright, and then your A key just did that. Alright, let's go down and see. Left trigger works as well. Alright. So, just like everything, any new game with new features, you have to get used to them. Right here, this is controlling, the right analog stick controls the cursor. And then you can just left trigger, hit it. This is kind of, it's going to be slow to select quests, obviously. But who cares? I can lay down and fucking play an MMO. Can you tell I'm just a little bit excited about this feature? Every MMO needs to add this feature. Like now, if you don't have it in your game, all you developers, if you don't have controller support in your game, add it. You will get a whole new host of Game Boy fans or gaming fans that are just as lazy as me and would love to just lay down and play your game.
Allies are always welcome.
I mean, what is gaming anyway? If you're not competitive gaming, you're just doing it as a hobby, as a stress relief. Wouldn't you just love to lay down and just look at this? Look how easy it is. I mean, that takes a little bit of time, but now I'm running and two hands in the. I'm not even looking at the controller. The controller is like resting on my laps. My hands are low. I don't have to have my hands on a. I don't know. For most of you, carpal tunnel can be a bitch playing games, or I don't have carpal tunnel myself, but I do get cramps in my wrists from extensive hours of gaming. I do play a bunch of MMOs. I'm one of those guys that I don't care what people think about MMOs being just crappy or old or like World of Warcraft. I still have an active World of Warcraft account. Is it the game it was in Vanilla or in Burning Crusade? No, it's not. Has it taken a more nonchalant attitude? Yeah, it has. It's more user-friendly, let's say. I won't say it's a kiddie game like most people say, but it's still a fun game, and they have revolutionized MMOs. You can't doubt that. And it's still a good game to play. I have fun just going in on alts. I'm an altaholic, so I currently have 9 level 85s that I like to play, and with the addition to Raid Finder, you don't even need a guild anymore. You can just run around, keep all your tunes in your own guild, run around and just do mindless stuff and do Raid Finder, see all the content, and still enjoy it. I mean, yeah, it's a dated MMO, it's pretty old, but it's still fun. And SWTOR, Star Wars, The Old Republic, I still play that. I pay for my subscription. And for all you bastards that don't like it, too bad. It's my fucking money. I pay for my own subscription. I have fun with it. If you don't like it, don't play it. You don't have to support the game companies. I play a lot of other MMOs that are free to play. There was a horror MMO back in the day that nobody played that I loved. And it was just a dead community. Nobody was in there, but I had fun playing it. So I've played almost every free-to-play MMO that's out there. The biggest WoW clone, I can't remember the name right now. It's not a mob. There was there's been not just one. There's been a bunch of WoW clones that have come out that I've played, and for various reasons I enjoyed. This particular MMO is I can't remember the name of it. If I remember the name, I'll let you guys know. But it was basically a WoW clone. Classes were similar. They had a couple of different classes that WoW doesn't have. But there's my block. So it said defensive. It's on the B button. So you tank in this game. Oh, there we go. Defensive, successful. It had a system involved in it called dual class. Oh my god, that was like one of the best features that they added. It was a WoW clone, yes, it was a WoW clone, but dual class where you can, I mean, the sucky part was that you had to level one primary class and then you'd have to level a secondary class if you want it. You didn't have to, but if you did, you unlock these abilities that you could use while you're in your primary. And it's not a dual talent like they do in WoW now. It's dual class. Like, let's say I wanted to be a priest, which my main was a priest. I had a second class that you could learn after level 10. That was my druid, basically. And it gave me the ability to have the heals as a priest, but then it gave me some of the off-class stuff that my druid had where it was hot. So in raiding, that was friggin' amazing to have all these heals available to myself. And it was like one of the coolest features, even though it was a WoW clone. It was like one of the Runes of Magic is the game, by the way. It was like one of the coolest features to be able to dual class. The only bad thing was that you had to switch from there's a healing moment. Thank you. You had to switch from one class to the other to level. So let's say you got up to level 30 on your one class. You're not gonna get far on the other class unless you switch classes and you make your primary class. Let's say Druid Priest or Priest Rogue. Because a lot of PvPers like Priest Rogue. If you're a Priest Rogue, the only way to level the Rogue class is by going to your house, talking to your maid basically, and having her switch your specs. So now you're a Rogue primarily, and your secondary class is a Priest. You still get heals as a Priest, or you still get some of the heals, I should say, when you're in your Rogue spec, but now you're leveling your Rogue.
Elves lead the way.
The way I did it was because it was just easier on my higher level character. Let's say I got to level 30. I would go and do a bunch of level 30 quests in the level 30 zone because there's no way you're going to do level 30 quests as a level 10 on your other class. And you don't want to go back down to the starting zone. I would, where's the guy? Where are you at? There you are. I would go and do all these quests on my level 30, and then I'd go to my house, I'd change my class to my secondary class, and then I'd go turn in all these quests on my secondary class to get all the XP. And I was just getting XP from... Oh, there's some gold in the ground. I was getting XP from just turning in the quests on my secondary class, and it kept them pretty even. But you have to basically level 2 different classes at the same. I haven't played Runes of Magic in a long time, so I don't know what the I don't know what the level cap is now. I know the guild I was in Runes of Magic, we had our own guild castle and stuff, but let's see, let's kill some of these things. I'm totally just ignoring the Lancer class. It's so much fun to play though. Basically, I'm failing, fail gaming, hint, hint. I'm failing at blocking these attacks pretty much because even though he does a lot of damage, I'm a heavy armored tank class, so it's not really doing that much damage. On monsters that are probably, on mobs that are going to hit me a lot harder, I'm probably going to want to try and avoid some of this. I'll try to probably play it like you're supposed to play it, so you can see right there he's going to shoulder charge me, I blocked it, attack, 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 he's going to hit me, block it. This is how you should play a Lancer if you were doing it the right way. I'm just going through all this stuff. He's going to attack me again, I bring my shield up to block it, and there, I don't take any damage from it. I guess that would be the proper way to play a Lancer. So far, I'll tell you what my thought is on it. I actually like this class a lot. I'm in World of Warcraft. I played tanks for most of like Burning Crusade and Vanilla. I was not a boomkin because we didn't have boomkins back then. Oh man, just hitting them with a shield that doesn't exist. It was just a caster. I was a druid caster at the time. And yeah, 40 mans were hell because nobody wanted a druid caster unless they needed you to rebirth or to use your innervate. So you were basically the innervate bitch. But in BC, I went into tanking because, face it, bear tanks were severely OP. I was out DPSing everybody as a tank, and we ended up getting hit with the nerf bat, and it was justified. But let's kill this guy. But for the most part, I've played tanky for endgame stuff, and I'm really enjoying this guy's tanking. Like, first of all, having a lance as a weapon like this is awesome. If they let me mount up and use my weapons on a mount, oh my god, I'll have to like name my character Knight something or other and just run around just owning people on horseback. I don't need to kill you. I need to kill some more Noroks. And there's one. But the lance and shield, it's called sword and board in most of the games. Lance and board in this game, it seems fun. Like, look at that, stabbing. And this guy's not a good thing to show it on because he likes to charge in. Oh, there he's gonna charge. Block it. Attack. Oh, he got behind me. He's behind me. Like the other tanks in this game, for warrior, from what I read, they're supposed to be evasion tanks. And when I think, and he also wears light or leather armor. Like when I think a leather armor dual wielding class, I think rogue. I don't think tank. And that's just maybe my misconception from playing other games. But he's a tank. And it's called evasion tanking, and I know they get a feature that lets them roll out of the way, so I'm thinking you're going to want to use your roll. Like, my feature is block. I'm just going to take it. I'm going to be your meat shield, and I'm going to take all the damage coming in. Instead of blocking, I'd be using my roll ability to roll out of the way of the damage. I don't know how good that's going to work. In the later video, when I put a video up on the warrior, you'll see, because leather armor, I mean, in Star Wars The Old Republic, I haven't played a tank character. I have a bounty hunter that I'm leveling to try and tank, but from what I've heard from a couple tanks, there's you can be an assassin, which is, it's a Sith sorcerer or an inquisitor, and you go, instead of going into the sorcery tree, you go, or class, subclass, you go into the assassin subclass, and now you're a double-bladed lightsaber wielding, leather wearing, either melee DPS or you are a tank. And it's just like, okay, do you get a buff? Like druids wore leather, but when you went into bear form, which is your tank form, let's see, where am I going? I gotta go up this way. When you get when you went into bear form, your armor increased a substantial amount. So wearing leather isn't one thing, but here is an arms warrior, or not an arms warrior, a dual-wielding evasion warrior, I should say. Look at that thing. It's pretty badass right there. That looks like something out of Final Fantasy. It's pretty cool. Remember, let's see which one it was. Let's see if I'm not... Yeah, Final Fantasy 8, I think, had something like that in it. Over the sorceress on the float. I might be wrong. It's been a while. But when I think leather tanking, I think, well, you're gonna be squishy. You're gonna get like eaten the fuck up. But in this game, it could work
Won't fill this
because
stomach.
the evasion. They make sure they mention it's an evasion tank. If you're gonna get abilities like roll, then all you're gonna be doing is avoiding damage. But how are you gonna keep threat if you're trying to avoid the damage instead of taking it? Like, how are you gonna build like warriors? When I think warriors, I think rage. How are you building rage?
You watch
In this
my
game,
back
it looks like
and I'll
everybody
watch
might
yours.
have just a magic point bar, which is the blue mana bar looking thing. So maybe
What I've got.
everybody's gonna have mana bar, and you don't have to worry about building rage, so you don't have to worry about getting hit. I don't know.
You
In
must
future
need
videos, you'll
help.
see it. Let's hand in these quests and get my next ability. But this is the Lancer is your typical tank, your meat shield, the guy that you want there you're gonna yell for to help. And like I was saying in SWTOR, assassins get a buff to their
For the
armor,
Federation.
depending on the stance they're in. So I guess it could work similar in this game. Oh, I already got that. Let's back out. Yeah, the one thing I'm
Always
not
willing
liking
to
is
lend my expertise.
the cursor moves so slow on the mouse. I'll have to look, and I'm not gonna do it now, but I'll have to look and see if there's a way to speed that up. You don't want to make it too fast where you can't
We're
control
all
it.
in this together,
but-
eh?
This is just really, really slow.
You remind me of
Alright.
me.
Well, like I said, in Star Wars, the
Like any
assassins have
science, combat has its
basically
geniuses.
stances. You can go into your tanking stance, and then you get an armor increase, which is, I guess, what they're gonna do in
Cool
this
words.
game. But we'll
Now
see.
show me deeds.
Or they could do in this game, but
You got dealt a
evasion
strong
tanking
hand
where
of
you're rolling
talent.
away from stuff. It's pretty cool. Shield barrage sounds interesting. Interesting. I've learned it. Let's talk to you again.
Stay true to the deals you make.
And just a little point of reference. Right here, I'm gonna click on this. Let's see what happens. It went away, but
You want to be
alright,
strong?
from here,
Then practice
you can't
more.
move at all. You can't hit your left trigger. You see it blinking there. You can't hit the left trigger to escape. You have to move your cursor off of the little quest thing here,
Do
and
not
then
start
I
what you
just put it
can't
on somebody
finish.
else. Here, move it out into the open,
Good
and then
relax.
it'll go away,
Let's
and
fix
you
that.
can move around. All right, so I'll need to use the keyboard here to make it faster. Let's go into your skills. Combo attack is my one. Stand fast is my shield. Shield barrage. Let's put it on tab. Actually, yeah, let's put it on. I don't know how that's gonna work. There you go. Right trigger is now shield barrage. Or wait, no. What is the button for it? Oh wait, I have to go into my. That's right. Yeah, there we go. It's right trigger now. If you saw that thing that came up, that is, I believe, called. Good time to go to it. Chain skills. Chain skills is something that they added in this game. That's pretty much a macro. It works like a macro. It's pretty cool. I'm surprised that it's chaining it because I don't have anything chained to it. I guess it's an automatic chain to stand fast. But there you go. Stand fast. Trigger skill. Chain skill. Stand fast is your shield thing. So whenever I use my shield block, I can stand fast into something else. Let's put shield barrage there. Yeah, that'll work. And I'll show you what I mean. Stand fast, stand fast is on B. I'm holding it down. As soon as I block an incoming attack, that thing that you saw there when I did my shield barrage, it'll pop up now as, let's go block something. Ooh, collision detection there. This game also has collision detection, which I love. I missed that from Warhammer. Warhammer was like one of the best games when it did that. You can make, like, I was a goblin shaman, and I'd always have these big ass orcs running in front of me in PvP, or wait, it's RVR, in Realm versus Realm combat, and they would try to get to me, but they couldn't because they couldn't see me and they couldn't run past them to kill me. It was so much fun. But another thing I wanted to point out, this guy has a range with this Lancer. I don't know what I think it's 8 meters. Let's try from 8 meters. Nope. 6 meters maybe? Yep, 6 meters. Now, what you notice is that he also does a little step forward, the closer you are, you get more shots in. Like, I'm not gonna do it. Let me just kill this guy. Alright. Let's pick up my loot real quick and let's go to this guy. Here, you'll notice that I'm standing right up on him. And if I use it once, 3 attacks. The closer you are, the more attacks you get in with your lance. When you're at max range on the lance, you may only hit with 1. But it's a pretty cool little feature. Let's hit me because there's a nub. Let's show you what I mean with the block feature. First, I'm going to attack this tree-looking dude, and then I'm going to block. Watch, as soon as I block, shield barrage comes up. So now I can press spacebar, and I can shield barrage. Now, that's so stupid. Why would you do that? All you have to do is hit the key. Well, yeah. But since us lazy bastards want to play with a controller and mindlessly grind, you have, let's get out of here real quick. You have 1 through 6. You have F1 through F6. You also have an alternate bar that you have 7 through equal, and you have F7 through F12. How the hell are you going to get all those fucking buttons on a controller? You're not. Higher up levels, you're not going to be able to get all those buttons keybound to your controller. Yeah, let's look at the controller real quick. Yeah, here you have some abilities that you can do, and then if you hit the buttons, see how it changes it right there? That's hitting the right button. It changes it to other stuff. But even still, you still only have 6 and 6. So it's only 12 buttons. So if you wanted to do more stuff, you can't do it because you don't have the button space. Well, you know what? Now you can. You keybind all these things, or you do it. You have more. Once you get more abilities, you're going to get them here, and you can change it. I'm going to make a... Sorcerer has a lot of abilities early on, so I'm going to make a Sorcerer video later, and you're going to see like one ability change into another, that ability change into another, that ability change into another, and then you'll see all I have to do is hit spacebar, and I can get a nice little sweet rotation out of just spamming one button. And why would you say I want to do that? Because here I can do... Let's see, which button do I want to make it? Let's see if I can make it... Let's see, X is going to be jump, which is spacebar. So there's spacebar is that one. So I already have it. So, okay, so this ability, if you can keep an eye on your... keep an eye on the right, bottom right, where you see the gamepad. I'm going to start... Oh, is that my loot? Yes, it is. I'm going to start my attack with A. Then I'm going to block with B. Oh, I missed it. I'm going to block with B. Let him block. And then shield barrage is going to pop up. And I'm going to hit X. See? Oh, man, I missed it. There, block it again. Block successful. Here's X. Shield barrage. And if I had something after shield barrage... If I had something that was in succession after shield barrage, it's probably not a good explanation here because there's really nothing to do shield barrage or after shield barrage. It would just be your normal auto attack, I guess, again. But if I had more spells, like in the sorcerer video that I'm going to do, you'll see, you'll see how it's going to work effectively. It's going to be pretty easy. Let's pick that up. Pick that up. You'll see how it works in my sorcerer video because it'll be a lot more abilities, and I'll probably use keyboard and mouse just because it gets this video is probably a little bit longer just because of the amount of time it takes to move the cursor. So I'll probably show you with the keyboard and mouse how to do it for sake of time. But you'll see how just pressing the space bar I'll be able to do a nice little rotation without having to keybind too much stuff to my my keys.
Alright, well that was my video on the Lancer gameplay early levels in Tera Online. I hope you guys liked it. And as always, thanks for watching and see you guys later.
What you want?